What's up, everybody? We're live. We're live. Yep. There was a crazy chase today. I don't really want to make a video about it because it is graphic. It's like kids involved. There's a crash. It's late night, man. If you're here, you're here. If you're watching, you're watching, man. That's how we're gonna do it today. I'm gonna get into it right now. This happened like 3 hours ago. Man, horrible, bro, horrible. Yeah, I don't really want to make a video, so that's why I'm doing a live stream. We're about to start. Just let me get this text off real quick. Friday night. How you guys doing though? How you guys doing? Yeah, almost there. But yeah, man, crazy. This is gonna go viral for sure. As far as the crash and the chase. Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
.com and our 24/7 streaming channels.
Forgot. Let me get the headphones. Let me get them headphones. We want no latency up in here. Okay. All right, let's get it.
Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we follow this pursuit up PCH, California Highway Patrol, on the tail of this Chrysler, a silver Chrysler, with several people on board, including a couple of kids.
That chopper is low.
You can see the sheriff's helicopter.
The sheriffs are low.
Keeping a close eye overhead as well, as they have tracked this suspect from East LA in the Baldwin Park area through the city, all the way across
town. So he kidnapped a
into
bunch of
West
kids
LA,
and stole a car.
through Santa Monica and eventually onto the northbound side of PCH. As he refuses to pull over, they are treating this with kid glove care, as they are aware of those two children inside of the vehicle. And again, kidnapping is believed to be one of the charges, the alleged charges here in this case. So unclear whether this is a domestic situation or if these two kids were perhaps kidnapped off the street. We don't know those details at this point, but you can see it's relatively slow as we creep up past Temescal Canyon. We are in the Pacific Palisades.
This is where the fire was
around
at.
Traffic and refusing to pull over, although not driving at extreme speeds, only doing about 35, 40 miles per hour, which is relatively slow through this area, getting closer to Malibu here as we continue northbound on PCH. The sun is going down here along the coast. There are helicopters overhead. There are several black and whites right behind this suspect. If we widen out, we can give you an idea of the resources dedicated to this pursuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patrol cars. And again, with the assistance of that LA County Sheriff's airship, who is calling out the position.
Man, I feel sorry for those kids.
Like, again, not a lot of traffic on this holiday weekend here along PCH. Traffic is
you
relatively
couldn't let the kids
light,
get out
here as he goes through the red light. They're making their way through that red light with him here. But again,
this
they
guy
are
deserves
aware of those
like
children,
whatever
and for
book
that
they
reason,
throw at
they have
him
denied
plus
the request
like 3
for a
times
pit
3.
maneuver.
I
They
mean
will
times
not
3
pit this
whatever they
vehicle,
throw at him.
and put those children in harm's way. So he's got some advantages here because of the charges involved. We don't know how much gas is in the tank, obviously, but we can see that it is difficult to see inside the vehicle to get any more intel. Those windows are pretty heavily tinted here as he continues northbound PCH.
All right, let's see a little bit up here.
A lot of
Dang, I'm not on my premium.
Let's
Let's get on the premium real quick.
.com and our 24/7 with here. 2 lanes up the coast here, northbound on PCH
No
at
more
about
ads.
50 miles per hour. And again, heavily tinted windows here, so making it difficult. But we're trying to get some more information in terms of who else may be inside the vehicle, whether there's any communication going on, and any other intel that they may be working with here.
See, this is where the fires happen. That's kind of crazy. You see all the fires. They zoomed in not to show it. It's still messed up over there. This was closed for months. Look at that. $1 million, multi-million-dollar homes just still burning on the shore. Crazy.
So a correction here. This did not start in Baldwin Park. Actually, it started in East LA. So the East LA County Sheriff's Department initiating this pursuit. Again, handing it to keep innocent motorists out of harm's way here. But again, he is
he's picking up speed.
On the northbound side. Traffic, again, almost non-existent in both directions here. Copy that. Are they swapping out? Is there another one? Very good. Going to get our first glimpse here in just a second through the front windshield, and we'll hopefully get a better idea of the demeanor and description of the driver behind the wheel.
It is a
here
stolen
you can see
car.
Those hands on the steering wheel. And it does sound like this is going to fall on those CHP units to maintain a visual of the suspect, because the LA County Sheriff's helicopter is about to make their way back to the sheriff's station for fuel. So the helicopter overhead is running out of gas. They're going to refuel, and again, it's going to be up to these half dozen or so California Highway Patrol units to keep the suspect within arm's reach here. So they're not going to give this up. They've shown every indication that they are dedicated to this pursuit. Again, a kidnapping suspect. Unclear whether there are any other charges or what other charges are involved here. If you look closely enough, you can see it appears to be a little boy in the passenger seat of the vehicle. Looks like a little boy in the passenger seat coming up on a little bit of
there's 3 kids.
As he makes his way further north. Here we are now looking southbound, using the median to get around some of that traffic there. He's got to negotiate with that driver. But again, disturbing details now as we get word that this is a stolen vehicle with 2 children in the vehicle at the time this vehicle was stolen. So that really complicates things, and it really just amplifies the care that they are taking with this vehicle. You can only imagine that they are trying to learn whatever they can about that suspect, if at all possible. I'm sure they are working with more details surrounding the circumstances by which this vehicle was stolen. But it is distressing, to say the least, to learn that information. And as you see this pursuit continue up the Pacific Coast Highway, it's all starting to make a lot more sense. California Highway Patrol using extra caution here, and thankfully we can see that the driver is driving relatively safely, despite the fact that he spike strip and poke those tires. But right now, that Chrysler for this pursuit, as he gets up into the Ventura County area. That's
he's already in Ventura County?
Up Malibu.
No, he's still in Malibu. That's the Sinclair right there. I know exactly where he's at. He's like a few miles off of Ventura County. Probably like 5, 6 maybe. It's going slow though.
And he is picking up speed after running over that spike strip. It's unclear.
Wait, he ran over
whether
a spike
the tire
strip.
Struck the spike eye out for that as he continues up the coastline here.
Let's see.
There are vehicles. There are. There's at least.
That
one
was
vehicle.
a spike strip.
Oh, he just hit it. He just hit it. He just hit it. Let's see if that was successful. That was I believe a sheriff's. That was a sheriff's SUV there that laid down that spike strip. So. Just as we were talking about, California Highway Patrol chasing the suspect, LA County Sheriff now laying down a nice spike, and he is picking up speed after running over that spike strip. It's unclear whether the tire struck the spike strip, but we will see if this vehicle behaves any differently, aside from the fact that he is now doubling his speed here as he makes his way northbound PCH and now braking for some reason. Well, you can imagine the reason now. He is much more agitated, and the vehicle appears to be behaving nominally thus far, but they did lay down a spike. He appeared to drive right over it, and we'll see if those tires start to wobble at all as they lose air. Hopefully, if he struck either side.
Oh wow, he is picking up a lot of speed.
If he struck the spike strip with either side of the vehicle, hopefully we'll see some of that rubber start to deflate there. So he's continuing northbound past Paradise Cove at a high rate of speed now, and they are, how far back are they now? They were really close on his tail. They are still pretty close, but he is picking up steam here, and unfortunately. Well, it's unfortunate because he was traveling much slower. Again, we just want to see this end as safely as possible. Hopefully they can bring this to a peaceful resolution. But right now, that driver is now agitated, and he is definitely stepping on the gas pedal as he tries to evade these law enforcement officers. LA County Sheriff with the knife. I'm sorry? Winding way. Copy that. Copy that. Copy that.
Dang.
All right.
Oh, dang, that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. My bad. Dang, that scared me. I was scared. Oh, my bad. Let's see that real quick. Let's see that. Hold on.
All right.
A little slowdown, pause, addition. What was he doing right here? Ooh. I hope the kid wasn't on this side.
Oh, no! Right into cross traffic, and the driver loses control right into the hillside there at a major intersection. That's going to be Canaan Doom Road, and the driver is now jumping out of the vehicle.
Of course, nothing ever happens to the driver.
There's 2 kids inside that vehicle.
Look like a dumbass
He's on the run. They're going to chase him up this embankment here. There are children inside that vehicle. We'll go back just a second. Right now, we're going to stick with the driver.
Police, be in better shape.
Highway Patrol chasing the suspect up the embankment.
I've seen them work out their academy. You know, they do light workout. They didn't do a harder workout, bro. They need to train like Marines, bro. Come on.
As he runs for his life here up the hillside on the west side into an apartment complex right along PCH at Canaan Doom Road. A major crash there with cross traffic right along PCH at Canaan Doom. The driver still running barefoot, taking off a sweater and continuing to run through this apartment complex towards the beach. Oh, this is terrible. This is just terrible. He's continuing this foot pursuit here at Point Doom through a field.
He's definitely in better shape than the police, though. I'll tell you that.
He's running through an open field here. We'll see if that officer was able to make his way up that embankment with him here. It was a pretty steep embankment, and he is now going to start running out. Look at, he's really that's got to be really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, he is
running through this field.
Tired,
he's still running.
He steps on a scorpion.
Can't see anybody behind him.
There ain't none out there, bro.
Anybody behind him, Rob? Anybody at all? I don't lose him. I don't see anybody behind him. I don't see anybody behind him.
Yeah, he lost the police, man. Out of shape, bro.
At some point, I want to get an address here at the end of this neighborhood.
Too.
We'll try and get the street. Bro. He's running through the vegetation behind some private property. Some steep terrain here in Point Doom, and he is navigating it pretty well considering he's barefoot here. He is slowing down a little bit. There is private property not far from his position here, but he's in an open field off of
it would be such justice if like a mountain lion
right off of
or some
PCH,
bear or something, or a snake or something just like got him right there.
At some point, we will get a condition on those kids, and we will get a shot of that vehicle. But right now, we are one of the only people with a view of this suspect. Law enforcement is at a real disadvantage here. They're trying to get into position. The airship had to pull off for fuel. Those ground officers, those officers on the ground, I should say,
hopefully he get tangled
did not make their way up that embankment as successfully as he did. And now he is trying to climb through barbed wire to try and hide out. He's run through a field off of Port Shed Road, now walking through private property here in Point Doom, trying to hide in the vegetation. There's a lot of thick vegetation here as he tries to blend in. Unbelievable.
That's what I just said.
Continuing to try and hide out, looking for a hiding spot here. He is taking his shirt off now as he gets close. I think, how close is the closest residence here?
Right there.
Okay, there's looks like a home under construction here at the end of Selfridge Drive and Port Shed Road. Selfridge Drive, Port Shed Road, single-family homes, and a home under construction here. A construction or maybe an abandoned property. Where is he? He's right behind that tree there, now walking through that property. He's run out of steam here, and the LA County Sheriff's Department is going to flood this neighborhood. They're going to flood this area in short order here. They must have dozens of units on their way out here at this point. California Highway Patrol back at the crash scene.
How's he gonna hide?
LA County Sheriff's Department with units on the way out here to Point Doom to try and corner this suspect. He's continuing on the move here in Point Doom through an open field and now behind private property at the end of Portshed Road and Selfridge Drive, walking through the vegetation, climbing through fences, and again, looking for a hiding spot in this Lux community here in Point Doom. He is at the end of Selfridge Drive. Again, those are the two streets that we're working with, Selfridge Drive and Portshed Road. He is now on private property. He's crossed through that fence, is now in somebody's backyard.
And in California, you can't shoot no one just because they're in your backyard.
We maintain...
I mean, like Texas, you could definitely do it.
Well, we're going to lose the suspect. I'll show the kids real quick, and then we'll go back to the suspect. The kids are being removed from the vehicle. You can see this violent crash scene at the end of Canaan Doom Road at PCH. A violent crash, the vehicle losing control after crashing into...
Oh, man, that's horrible, bro.
Oh, no. Somebody is holding that child on the side of the road. At least one child now. I believe there were two. There was a report of children at the outset of this pursuit. To the best of our information, there were at least two kids, but we have a visual now of one child being tended to. No ambulance on site yet, on scene. It looks like perhaps an innocent bystander attending to that child who is moving around on the shoulder here. This is going to be the southbound side of PCH. The entire highway has now been shut down, and you can see there is somebody else, it looks like, inside. Oh, there's a sheet. Oh, God.
Man, watch it. You know, they have this live.
It looks like the airbags were deployed in there.
This was on, like,
one child in a red shirt
regular
being tended
television.
to by an innocent bystander there, or a good Samaritan, I should say.
It's so
and
graphic.
You have another vehicle, the vehicle that he crashed into, with an unknown number of occupants or injuries. So this is taking a disturbing turn here. We do not know the fate of the other child at this point. There is now a manhunt going on for the suspect, who is hiding out in private property in Point Doom. A major crash scene here at the end of Canaan Doom and PCH. Maybe they may try and cut. Oh boy,
yeah,
this is tough to watch.
There's a baby seat.
It looks like.
Oh, at least the kid's walking.
Okay, there he is.
At least
There's
the kid's walking.
There's the passenger. Okay, so the passenger.
This kid's injured.
Is actually now being escorted out of the
vehicle.
vehicle.
Is there a baby or
he is walking. Bro? He appears to be okay, and perhaps the child in the red shirt maybe was in the child seat, or perhaps there may be even more than two children. We don't know.
No way he was in the child seat.
Is there a baby in the seat, or is that seat empty, Rob?
There's no baby in the seat.
You see if there's any. They would be tending to the baby. But there was a baby.
I mean, the cop looks like he's talking to a baby.
Is he talking to a child inside that baby seat?
Yes.
There is a child. There's three children.
Jesus.
Here. There's a child, a toddler. There's a toddler in the child seat.
This makes me
and
mad,
two other children being tended to. So they've now appeared to have rescued three children from this car. The child in the red shirt clearly in pain. They've escorted another child from the passenger seat. That's the child that we saw through the windshield. And now a toddler in that child seat that has now been freed from the rear of the vehicle. So three children now in the process of being rescued. Fire department on scene.
All right.
California children.
You know, this is just sad.
All right, sounds good. All right, you can see southbound traffic on PCH now coming to a standstill. A long line of traffic here as the highway is shut down, still waiting for paramedics as they tend to these children. We have three kids who were inside of that vehicle at the time of that violent crash. And again, a driver who did not appear to be harmed at all, escaping the vehicle, running into a neighborhood here in Point Doom. Another vehicle and even a third vehicle that the vehicle crashed into. You can see if you push in on the innocent motorist there, came suspect. Copy. And dramatic crash.
All right, what's up with the suspect?
There. That suspect is indeed in custody.
Really? So where is he?
Suspect is in custody. Confirmation now that the suspect is in custody. That's the word from the LA County Sheriff's Department. We're going to make our way over to the neighborhood there where you see all of those flashing lights and try and get a visual of that suspect.
Send his ass to Pelican Bay
but it does appear
for the rest of his life.
Well, it is now confirmed that suspect is indeed in custody. A patrol car. He will be off to Men's Central Jail here momentarily. A dramatic scene here, fortunately, saving a lot of people a lot of trouble, especially as night falls here in Malibu, from searching for the suspect in the dark and locking down this neighborhood. One way or another, it was not going to end well for this suspect, but finally, it does appear that suspect is now... She was just traveling across PCH, making the turn onto the southbound side.
Yeah, what happened
to
the car they crashed
when
into?
That GTA suspect slammed right into the driver's side.
That person's injured too. We forgot all about that person.
These folks, the treatment that they need with intersection, she has been taken. All
right, man, that is just horrible, unbelievably horrible, bro. Like, I did not want to make a reaction video to this. I went live, and you know it is what it is, man. Give that guy the book. Let's see what the comments have to say. Where's the mountain lion when it's needed? This should be 20 years to life, easy, right? Dude probably killed an innocent driver, runs away, not hurt. Send that dude to prison for the rest of his life. Right, so that driver did get, like, seriously hurt. Yeah, just putting the children in danger like that, you deserve life, bro. Horrible, 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 bro. Now look, I'm live. Anyway, I just had to do it. Late night little live. Please like, please subscribe. I will be dropping more videos. Peace.